Have you ever woken up from a dream that felt so real, but then moments later it disappears from your memory and you can't recall what happened? Or maybe you're thinking to yourself, I don't know the last time that I dreamt. What if I told you that we all dream all the time? We just don't all remember our dreams. But dream journaling is a way to start to strengthen your dream recall. And the more that you journal upon waking, the more naturally and easily you're going to be able to recall your dreams. And aside from that, recording your dreams helps to unlock subconscious messages, spark creativity, help you with emotional healing, and even spiritual development. Welcome to Ebbs and Flows with Erin. In this show, we're getting real about navigating the ups and downs of life together. I'm your host, Erin, and we're ditching the pressure to have it all figured out along the way because honestly, nobody does. We'll explore all things healing, growing, creating, and connecting. And if you deal with anxiety, depression, being a highly sensitive person, or just feeling overwhelmed by life sometimes, I see you, and this show is for you. My intention with these conversations is simple: to leave you feeling empowered, validated, and most importantly, reminded that you are never alone, no matter where you're at on your own journey. Learning that we all have the power to heal genuinely changed my life. And the best part, healing does not have to be complicated. The smallest changes really can make the biggest impact, and it can be joyful, fulfilling, and something that we do together. So join me in getting real about what it means to heal. Thank you for being here, and now let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to Ebbs and Flows with Erin, or welcome back to Ebbs and Flows with Erin. Whether you are listening or watching with us today, I am grateful to have you here as always. So today we are diving into the benefits of dream journaling, how you can remember your dreams, and unlock their power for healing and growth. Now, I am excited to talk about this topic because, number one, I'm a lifelong vivid dreamer. I genuinely cannot recall the last time I went a full night without having several vivid dreams throughout the night. Since my earliest memories, no matter what I'm doing that night. I know some people say that when they use cannabis or they drink alcohol, things like that, they don't dream, and that has never stopped me. I vividly dream every single night. And this has been a blessing and a curse at times. It's fascinating. I genuinely feel that I live a second life in the astral world. My dream self really has a whole life of her own, I like to say. And this was a reason for me to create my own dream journal called Where Do I Go When My Eyes Are Closed? It's available on Amazon. I created and published this dream journal almost a year ago now. And I really was looking for a way to ground myself into my day because so often I would wake up from a dream or several dreams that I had that night and feel like I'm still stuck halfway in the astral realm, trying to decipher what happened in real life, what happened in the dream world, what it meant, why my head was still stuck up there. And I wanted a way to not only ground myself into my day, but gather some insight and introspection into what was happening in these vivid dreams because I had been learning about the power of looking into our dreams and some of the symbols or the messages that come up in our dreams. And the more that I started to learn about these research-backed benefits to dream journaling, tracking your dreams that we're going to get into in this episode, the more I wanted to create my own resource, first and foremost for myself to use, to not only be able to record my dreams and reflect on them, but also track what's happening in my dreams in correlation with things like my mood when I woke up, my quality of sleep, the phase that the moon was in, because we love working with the moon phases here, of course, and also interpretations I had, imagery that I saw in my dream, and just a general brain dump when you wake up in the morning is really beneficial for all the reasons we're going to get into as we go through this episode and the research-backed benefits to dream journaling. If you are watching on YouTube, you will see I am holding up my dream journal right here. If you aren't watching or listening, you can go on our Instagram, Ebbs and Flows 222. I shared a reel, and I have shared some posts and some reviews, some content about this dream journal, but I honestly have not put a ton of effort into marketing it since putting it out. A lot of life was happening at the same time as me creating and publishing this dream journal, and I have not done it justice by talking about it enough and sharing about it enough. But I have gotten some really awesome reviews on Amazon. I have gotten some great feedback from people using it, and it is a staple for me in my morning routine. I'm holding it up in the camera. This is what it looks like inside. Like I said, if you're listening, it has a section to fill in your mood when you woke up on a scale of very bad to very good, a section for what happened, a section for your interpretation, a section for any imagery you recall, a section to write your quality of sleep, a section for the phase of the moon, and then an affirmation section, which I love. So you can go, I am grounded, I am abundant, I am supported, whatever you need to ground yourself into the day, and then a whole blank note page for either a general brain dump or just writing more about your dream. And I love her. I think she is gorgeous, the cover. And I think that it encapsulates all you need to be able to reflect on not only your dreams, but your sleep and the patterns that are occurring in correlation to each other. And like I said, I created it number one for myself, being a lifelong vivid dreamer. It was something that I genuinely needed and wanted in my life. And then I figured, why not share it with the world? I'm sure there are others like me out there who would like to explore the power of their dreams and add something like this into their morning routine. So that is available on Amazon for $22.22 Canadian, but it's available across all markets. But anyways, I didn't really plan to start out this episode with me selling my journal, but I do know that you will love it if you so choose to try it out. And if you do, I would love to hear your feedback. And also, I would genuinely really love to hear any of your experiences with dreaming. Do you ever remember your dreams? Do you not remember your dreams? Do you dream vividly? What are some recurring dreams that you've had? I love to talk about dreams. I find it so fascinating. So I really always love to hear from you guys about any episode, but I would really love to hear from you about your experience with dreaming. And then after I get into these benefits of dream journaling, I would love to hear if anything shocked you, if anything resonated with you. Yeah, I think this is fascinating. So let's get into it. First of all, what is dream journaling? Dream journaling is the practice of writing down your dreams as soon as you wake up. It helps to improve dream recall and allows you to explore subconscious patterns and process emotions. Dream interpretation or dream recording, tracking your dreams, has been practiced for centuries, as early as ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, China, Africa, across several cultures in ancient times. This goes way back. People knew that there was power in paying attention to your dreams. But in more recent times, you may have heard of Carl Jung or Jungian dream theory. This is based off of, let me actually read this directly here from online. Jungian dream work or Jungian dream analysis is based on the work of Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. Jung believed that dreams are a way for the unconscious mind to communicate with the conscious mind. He also believed that dreams are symbolic and can have multiple meanings. To do dream work, it is important to keep an open mind and look at dreams from different perspectives. This is interesting. Popular applications directly based on Jung's research include the Myers-Briggs Personality Type Indicator, the polygraph lie detector test, and the 12-step addiction recovery programs. The basic idea behind Jungian dream theory is that dreams reveal more than they conceal. They are a natural expression of our imagination and use the most straightforward language at our disposal. And Psychology Today said the ideas of Carl Jung remain a valuable source of guidance into the world of dreams. Jung learned several key ideas from his early mentor, Sigmund Freud. Both Jung and Freud agreed that dreaming is a meaningful product of unconscious forces in the psyche, with deep roots in the evolutionary biology of our species. Both of them agreed that dreams are valuable allies in healing people suffering from various kinds of mental illness. They both used the best neuroscience of their day to inform their theories, and they both went beyond the limits of brain science to seek insights about the nature of dreaming in mythology, history, and art. Both of them believed a greater knowledge of dreaming could help us better understand the philosophical mysteries of how the mind and body interact. The primary function of dreaming, according to Jung, is psychological compensation. Dreams help maintain a healthy dynamic balance between consciousness and the unconscious. When the waking ego becomes too one-sided, or if it tries to repress a part of the unconscious, dreams will emerge to highlight the imbalance and guide the individual back on a path towards becoming a more integrated self. So I think that is so interesting, especially as we talk a lot about subconscious mind and our subconscious conditioning and how our ego can get in the way. Our mind is literally wired to pay attention to what we've always known or what we've always thought or believed. So this dream theory is saying that our unconscious mind uses our dreams because when we're unconscious, the unconscious mind has no ego. It's not filtering anything. So it is using that state to bring up anything that may need to be processed that your ego mind, your subconscious mind, your conscious mind has been blocking. According to Jung, dreams give us honest portrayals of who we really are. If we think too highly of ourselves, the compensatory, I can't say that word. The compensatory nature of psyche will bring forth dreams that bring us back down into our depths. If we are too impressed with our own goodness and moral righteousness, we will be prone to dreams reminding us of our sins, our failings, our evil impulses. Yikes. Our hypocritical rationalizations and ego-protecting deceptions. Evil impulses felt a little crazy to say, but the rest of it all makes sense. Okay, that is enough reading for now, but I wanted to give you some background because a lot of the researched backed benefits that we're going to get into of dream journaling have stemmed from this Jungian dream theory. So now let's get into the research backed benefits to dream journaling. Number one, it improves dream recall. As I've already kind of touched on, if you're someone who never remembers your dreams, this is why I included a whole brain dump page in my dream journal, because even if you don't recall your dream, waking up and writing down whatever comes to you in the morning is a way to strengthen your dream recall, and over time you'll be able to start recalling your dreams when you wake up. It's about getting in the habit of writing down whatever's coming to you when you're first waking up in the morning. And even though I've said I've always been a vivid dreamer, over time of consistently dream journaling in the morning, it has helped me to recall more details of my dreams. So there is benefit, whether you remember your dreams or not, to dream journaling or just journaling first thing in the morning. And over time, you will probably start to recognize that you are starting to recall your dreams. And the more you recall, the easier it becomes to recognize repeating symbols or repeating themes in your dreams. Okay, number two, it enhances emotional processing and self-reflection. So as Jungian theory said, dreams often reflect unresolved or suppressed emotions, stress, fears, things that your ego, your subconscious mind, and your conscious mind want to keep you, quote unquote, safe from. They want to ignore and shove down and have you never acknowledge because it feels uncomfortable. Your unconscious mind doesn't care about that. It wants and it recognizes that it needs you to process your emotions, your fears, and your stresses to allow yourself to heal and to grow and to live your most balanced life. So if you think about that, you often have a reoccurring theme in your dream. Like you'll often dream of getting lost somewhere. You'll dream that you're missing your teeth, or you'll dream that you're being kidnapped, or you'll dream that you forgot to show up to write an exam at school. That, for a long time, was a reoccurring dream that I was having, was that even years out of being out of any type of schooling, I would dream that I forgot to go to one class throughout a whole semester and show up for the final exam on the last day and realize that I hadn't done anything for that class the whole semester and that I was going to fail the test, or that I forgot to even show up for the test and I forgot to attend that class. I forgot about the class the whole semester. I had that dream reoccurring for so long. And through my dream journaling, I was able to recognize this pattern and work through it and identify what I believe it meant for me. And I haven't had it, knock on wood, for a long time now. But that's just an example. But often these reoccurring themes in your dreams is your unconscious mind pointing you in the direction of something that you need to face or work through, a block that you have. And it doesn't always necessarily have to be super deep, super serious. It can be something sneaky, but that your unconscious mind is trying to communicate with you. So journaling gives you a chance to work through these feelings, through these unprocessed emotions, fears, and stressors that you may not even realize that you're holding on to. And you may not even realize that they're keeping you stuck in some sort of way. But once you identify them and allow yourself to work through them and release them, you will unlock a next level of healing, growth, joy, balance. Number 3, dream journaling boosts creativity and problem solving. Many artists, writers, and inventors credit their dreams for some of their greatest work. For example, Paul McCartney of the Beatles has said that the song Yesterday was inspired by his dreams. Albert Einstein's theory of relativity was inspired by his dreams. There are many examples, which makes sense because when we talk about tapping into our creativity, the greatest level of creativity that we can practice happens when we are not being blocked by our subconscious or our conscious mind. So it makes sense that a lot of inspiration and creativity can come from our dreams because our unconscious mind has no filter and it's not worried about judgment or fear or comparison or what the trends are or being good enough, all the things that can block our creativity in this earthly realm. Our dream realm does not care about. So it makes sense that a lot of creativity can be inspired by your dreams, which is another reason for wanting to journal your dreams and pay attention to them. It's especially a reason that I made a section in my dream journal to record any imagery you recall. And if you are a creative person or you are wanting to tap into your creativity, but you find it hard or you're feeling like you're having a creative block, paying attention to your dreams can maybe help you to find some inspiration. Okay, number 4 benefit to dream journaling is that it reduces stress and anxiety. So journaling in general, we've talked about on this podcast before how there is research behind the fact that journaling is shown to reduce stress and anxiety, and dream journaling is no exception, especially because it provides space for you to go even deeper with your journaling practice into your unconscious mind. Again, we're talking about these blocks that our conscious and subconscious mind sometimes aren't even aware of, that allows deeper introspection, deeper healing, deeper growth to occur. We can uncover blocks that we didn't even know were there. Or outside of dreams, like I've said, if you are not yet at the point of remembering your dreams, journaling first thing in the morning, a lot of the time, if you're someone who is experiencing an anxiety disorder or an anxiety episode, a time of anxiety in your life, the morning can be one of the biggest struggles. You get hit with that spike of cortisol and you're feeling anxious, and maybe as soon as you wake up, your mind is flooded with all these anxious thoughts, these ruminating thoughts. And journaling first thing in the morning can help to reduce this stress and anxiety because you are getting everything that's in your brain out onto paper. You are releasing it onto the paper, and over time, that is making space in your mind for you to be able to recall your dreams when you wake up. And just in general, it's grounding you into your day and helping to alleviate that morning anxiety. This, for me, especially when I've been going through more intense anxiety episodes in my life, the mornings are always a struggle when that happens. My mind is instantly flooded with thoughts. So this has been a really powerful practice and really helpful for me. And I've noticed a huge difference in the times where I don't lean into my morning journaling when I'm going through an anxiety episode versus when I do lean into the morning journaling. And there truthfully is a big difference in how I feel going into my day and throughout my day. And again, over time, it helps you to be able to recall your dreams, which can provide you deeper healing when it comes to anxiety. Because a lot of anxiety is stemmed and rooted in fear, and our unconscious mind will point us in the direction of some repressed fears that we need to process in order to heal through our anxiety. I hope that makes sense. Number 5, dream journaling benefit. It helps with self-discovery and lucid dreaming. Now, lucid dreaming, over the last year or so of consistent dream journaling, I have been lucid dreaming. Not every night, but every now and then I will become what I would say is conscious in my dream. Like, I know that I'm dreaming and I'm talking about the fact that I'm dreaming in my dream, and I'm able to kind of steer the dream in the direction that I want it to go. And I don't know if conscious is the right word to be using, but lucid dreaming. And it definitely is cool. It's an experience, but I recently had my perspective shifted when it comes to lucid dreaming. I was listening to an interview with a dream expert, and she was the first one that I've heard frame it this way. And she said that she's not an advocate for lucid dreaming because when you pay attention to Jungian dream theory and the fact that dreaming is the bridge between our unconscious mind and our conscious mind, she said that when you are trying to lucid dream and take control of your dreams and become conscious or aware in your dreams, you're not respecting the process of dreaming, and you're not respecting your unconscious mind and what it is showing you and what it is doing. I don't know, the way that she explained it made sense to me, and it kind of made me rethink it. While I still think, like, when I wake up and I'm like, whoa, I was fully aware in that dream, it is cool. I don't know if it's necessarily provided me any more benefit in my dreams, any more healing or growth. It's just been kind of like a cool experience, but I resonated with what she said there. I feel like lucid dreaming, when you really think about it, is just our subconscious mind and our ego and our conscious mind still having a block because it is wanting to control our dreams, which is our unconscious mind, which has no tie to the subconscious. It has no ego. It doesn't care to filter anything. So lucid dreaming is us trying to still insert our ego into the equation. Does that make sense? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. And she even said, this dream expert, I'm forgetting her name, she even said when she was talking about it, she's not saying it's a bad thing. She just doesn't advocate for it because it's kind of defeating the purpose of respecting your dreams and recording them and just doing with that information what you will. It's what your unconscious mind wants or needs to bring to the surface for you. You could say that it is more so blocking any healing or growth to insert your ego into the equation by wanting to control your dreams. So that was just a recent revelation or a recent mindset shift I've had when it comes to lucid dreaming, because for a long time I was like obsessed with trying to astral project and lucid dream, and I don't know, I've reached the point where I can lucid dream and become aware that I'm dreaming and kind of control it, and it's cool, but I mean, I don't find that it's doing anything more for me. It's not really benefiting me in any way, and it's not like I do this often, or I don't really lay down and decide like, okay, tonight I want to lucid dream. It's just happened more so over the past year. But yeah, anyways, kind of rambling about this now, but I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever lucid dreamed or astral projected? Does this make sense to you? Do you agree that we're kind of just letting our ego get in the way by trying to take control of our dreams? I'm so interested to hear your guys' thoughts on anything in this episode because dreams are fascinating. I'm on this dream association Facebook group, and I just, as a pastime, like to read people's posts in it because, again, dreams are so fascinating. And I also didn't realize that not everyone dreams in first person and in color. Like, when I'm dreaming, this is a side note, I didn't plan on even talking about this, but when I'm dreaming in first person in color. So I'm seeing it like I'm seeing the real world on this earthly realm in my day-to-day life. I'm seeing things in color in first person. I am me in my body. And I didn't realize until I was on this Facebook group reading about people's different experiences, not everyone has that experience. Some people, I guess, dream in third person. They're witnessing themselves in their dreams. Some people dream in black and white. I did not realize this. Another thing I'm interested in, what are your dreams like? I could talk about dreams all day long. It's fascinating. Oh, and one more thing before we get to how to start dream journaling. I also want to talk about the spiritual connection angle of dream journaling when it comes to loved ones visiting you in your dreams. I've experienced this quite a bit, and I recently attended a medium show, the unconventional Canadian medium, Jenny Ogilvy. She's from Canada, and I just went actually last night to her show with my mom. Think of like Long Island Medium. She stands up on the stage, there's a room of people, and she channels messages. And if what's coming through resonates with you, you put your hand up, and then she does a reading on you. And she's also hilarious. Her thing is that she's unfiltered, and she was so funny, but also it was so cool. Anyways, someone asked her, when your loved ones come to you in your dreams, is that really them, or is it just your subconscious mind like making them up? And she said, it is them. And when you try to interpret it as something else, that is just your ego getting in the way, trying to find a reason for it not to be them, but it is them coming to you. It's their spirit coming to you. And I've experienced that. One of my more recent ones was one of my grandmas came to me in a dream, and I had very stupidly left a candle burning in our living room overnight. Like, dumb of me, yes. And she came to me in my dream and she said, "Oh my God, you should really put that candle out. It smells so strong." I woke up in the morning, go downstairs, and a candle was burning in my living room that I left on. I don't know. That one blew my mind. I've had a few different loved ones come to me in dreams a few different times. And of course, there's that element of you that goes, was that really them? But this one, I was like, oh, she was really looking out for me. Like, that was my grandma, for sure. So yes, your loved ones in your dreams, it is them. It's their spirit. They are with you. And another thing that this medium, this is again a huge side note, Jenny, she said, a lot of the times the symbols we look for or we look to say, oh, that's my loved one's spirit. Like if you look at dimes, if you look at a hummingbird, you look at a bunny rabbit, like I don't know, whatever your symbol of a past loved one is, if you just become more present and allow yourself to be open to receiving, they are with you way more often than you even think. You don't always have to be looking for a certain symbol. It's not that dime on the ground is your loved one. It's that looking at that, you stop and you think of them. And that's them coming to you. It's not necessarily the object. I thought that was a really cool way of putting it, especially if you deal with grief. So that was a big side note, but I really loved her show. She was fascinating. Anyways, on to how to start dream journaling. So number 1, keep your dream journal at your bedside. You don't even want to get up and start brushing your teeth, washing your face, doing your morning routine, and then sit down with your coffee and do your dream journaling. No, ideally, you are first thing grabbing your dream journal off your bedside table or getting up and sitting in whatever spot you want to journal in and journaling then. Because the longer you wait after waking up, the more details you are going to forget. Have you ever had a dream where you're like telling yourself, you're like, "Kate, don't forget this, don't forget this, don't forget this," but you don't write it down or anything, and then literally 10 minutes later, you've forgotten half of what you wanted to remember? You really, especially at the beginning, want to, as soon or as quickly as you can after waking, start to record your dreams. Another tip is to write it in present tense. So instead of saying, I was doing this and this happened, blah, 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 write it in the present tense. This just helps with recall because it kind of brings you back into that space. So for example, you're saying, I am walking down the beach, yada, yada, yada. This just helps you to recall the details. And record even the small details, because sometimes it's the smallest details that when you look back, those were the certain signs, the certain things that are standing out, that are reoccurring, that are pointing you in the direction of something that you might need or want to unpack, resolve, tap into. So things like colors you were seeing, emotions you were feeling or people around you were expressing, symbols, the season that the dream's occurring in, the location it's occurring in, people that are in it, what clothes you're wearing, what clothes someone else is wearing, what hairstyle you have or other people have, even the smallest details, any details you can recall. You never know, because your unconscious mind isn't going to always deliver messages to you in the way that makes sense to our conscious minds. So, recording any little details you can. And look for patterns over time. As we said in the beginning, Carl Jung did say you don't necessarily have to interpret your dreams, but it can fast track or emphasize the healing and the growth that you experience from dream journaling if you do look back at your dreams and try to identify patterns. So, looking back at what symbols might keep appearing, what themes might keep appearing. With my dream journal, you can see what moods are reoccurring for you, what quality of sleep is reoccurring, if there's a reoccurring phase of the moon that's happening when you're having certain themes or symbolism pop up in your dreams. I have found it really interesting to look back at what mood I'm in and how it correlates to what kind of dream I had and what phase the moon was in when I have certain dreams, or aside from my dreams, what mood I'm in when I wake up, or what my quality of sleep is when I wake up in correlation to what phase the moon is in. Okay, so dream journaling is a powerful tool for healing, self-growth, and understanding yourself on a deeper level, gaining deeper insight and introspection to yourself beyond what your conscious and subconscious mind can allow you to access. And I really want to emphasize and encourage you to give this a try, but not overthink it. And not make it something that has to be extremely structured. That's why in my dream journal here, I have provided the structure for you. So you can just follow, and I don't fill in every section every morning. Like sometimes I don't have any imagery that I feel I need to draw or write into that section. Or maybe I don't right then in the morning have an interpretation about the dream, so I don't fill that out. But there's always something that you can fill out, and that's why I created the structure in this journal, so you don't have to overthink it and try and structure it yourself. Just make it as simple as possible. Like I said, even if you're just doing a morning brain dump on the blank notebook page, I promise you, I know for a fact, I can confidently say that if you begin to do this morning dream journaling, there will be a benefit for you, mentally, emotionally. Because if you really think about it, why would we dream if there was no meaning to it? At least I believe that there is no way that our brains would perform this activity every single night if there was no meaning to it, and if there was nothing that we could gather from it or gain from paying attention to these dreams and respecting our dream realm. Like I said, I say my dream self, my dream life, it's a whole other life that I'm living. Although realistically, I know it's my unconscious mind helping me to process things that my subconscious and conscious mind may not be allowing me to process. But it also sometimes truly does just feel like I'm living a second life in the astral realm. And I think that everyone deserves to recall their dreams because everyone does dream, and it is possible for you to recall them. And if you are someone who typically has negative dreams, scary dreams, anxious dreams, maybe you're thinking, I don't want to recall these dreams. I would love to not recall these dreams. And I also really do get that as well. I would just say gently and with love that these dreams may be pointing you in the direction of something that you are needing to process or acknowledge, feel, release for your highest good in order to experience healing, peace, growth, and maybe looking to other resources to support your mental health, like therapy. Some sort of therapy may be necessary as well. I'm not saying that dream journaling is going to fix your mental health or solve all of your problems, but I can confidently say from my experience and from what I've learned about it with these research-backed benefits of doing it, that it will have a positive impact on your overall health and wellness, your mental and emotional healing and growth. And if you want a structured way to start dream journaling, again, my dream journal, Where Do I Go When My Eyes Are Closed, is available on Amazon. I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on it if you choose to give it a try. It is designed to help you track analyze, and gain insight from your dreams, and ground yourself into your day when you wake up in the morning, regardless of if you dream or not. So I will have the link to that in my bio to grab your copy and start your dream journaling journey today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I would love to hear from you on Instagram at ebbsandflows222 or send me an email, erinebbsandflows@gmail.com. It is all linked in the show notes below. If you haven't already, I would love and appreciate you subscribing on YouTube or whatever podcast platform you are listening to me on right now. It would mean the world. I am sending so much love and gratitude. I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.